Alright, chat. First trading day of the week and of the month of September. Let's see if we can bounce back. August is pretty rough for me, but I'm not tripping hard on it. So on to the next month. This is the last month of quarter 3, and then we go to quarter 4 starting in October. So let's finish off quarter 3 strong. Took a trade today on ES, and we took a dub. Marked both of them on each index, and this would have been TP. And boy, damn, less than 2 points away from hitting this draw on liquidity, but we took it on ES, and yeah, we can go on Top Step. Made 363 on this account, and then on the live we made about 352, and we can officially take out a payout. Of course, I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna take a $125 payout out. Still gotta build a buffer for me, because I think if you take a payout, this turns into 0, so that would just be dumb of me. But also, like, 125 is not enough for me to just take a payout out. I really don't know what the balance what I want the balance to be at before I take a payout out. I was thinking, like, well, ideally you want to create a buffer. Like, what most people do, they create a 4K buffer, which is kind of a lot. I would have to start risking more, but 4K buffer, and then they take out 2K so they can have 2K in drawdown. Did I say what earlier? Did I say it right? I don't know if I did, but yeah, whatever you have left is your buffer. Yeah. But I think I said 0, but which is wrong. People build it to 4K, so they take half of it out. You can only take half of it, and then they have 2K left, and then that's their buffer. So maybe that. I was thinking about building it 3,500, take 1,500 out. That's less than 50%. So let's do 35. Here, I'll honestly explain it after. So took it on ES. Could put executions on. Yep, same trade. I got the same fill too. I got the same price. I filled it. Originally, I went in with 5 contracts, which I meant to go with 6 because it lined up with my risk. See on here, went with 6. I originally went with 5, and then I realized I was in 5, so I added another contract, and then I got the average fill to be exactly 95.5 to 95.5 right here, so it's perfect. P&L still kind of wasn't the same, which I was kind of confused. I thought it was, but let's go over the trade. Today was coming into pre-market was really bearish. Coming in the whole day was bearish. We've been selling off since last Thursday, and we've just been selling off ever since. 4 hour, everything was telling me bearish. At first, I didn't even think I would be really trading today, but just because we didn't have any draw to sweep out a high, or we had this fair value gap, but I didn't think price would give us an opportunity, but it did. I honestly did. Had these fair value gaps marked out on the higher time frame. This 1 hour gap. Also had this 1 hour gap, and then this was like the only relatively close high that we could have targeted to reverse off of that we ended up hitting. So this trade was based on SMT, based on hourly fair value gap. So yeah, that was what that was based on. So the SMT was right here. It's just a 5-minute SMT, not really a 15-minute. We didn't have no highs right here. We didn't make no high. I guess if you want to this is a high, so yeah. But I just counted it as a 5-minute high, 5-minute SMT with this high. This was news candle, by the way. That took out these highs, and so after that, I was kind of trying to see what market was doing. I still, at this point when news dropped, I was assuming I wasn't going to take a trade today. I was seeing what the market was going to tell me. Let's just go in the 5-minute. I was like, okay, for me to take a short, I need to see these fair value gaps get disrespected, and we did get these fair value gaps disrespected. I wanted to see this whole gap get disrespected, because if this gap got disrespected, cool, it could easily tap into this one and then push higher. Same with NQ, but ES just provided me a better entry, and also ES was the leading index, so I tend to favor the leading index because we are closer to this low than we are in NQ, even though NQ can give you a better RR. Look, we didn't even hit that high, so this is another example why I do the leading index for SMT. So yeah, like I said, I need to see these 5-minute gaps get disrespected. It eventually does. We create equal closures with this candle and finally close below this big gap with the 950 5-minute candle. And so after that, I'm looking for some sort of retrace. You can honestly consider this the retrace, but this was just choppy. Honestly, you could have, and then entered off like a breaker structure or something like right here, but that wasn't really enough for me. And at that time, we didn't even invalidate the 5-minute gap, so at that point we didn't invalidate this 5-minute gap. So after we got that, I wanted to see a retracement into a fair value gap or equilibrium. We didn't get equilibrium, but we did get this 5-minute gap filled, and after that I was looking. So this is 955 candle, and I like to get off the charts around 10, but today, well, officially it's really 10:30 that I tell myself, but most of the time I just get off at 10 just cause. But since today was one of those days where at that 10 o'clock time that I like to get off, I was looking for an entry, so I decided to stay a little bit longer. And honestly, I could cut it off before 10 if I decide to, because if I see the market and I just don't find anything, or I just assume that the move's already been done. But today, 10 right here, and then that's where we got our retrace into this 5-minute gap. After that, I was waiting for a breaker structure. I was like, cool, got this breaker structure right here with this low, and you see we closed below this low, and then honestly a perfect entry, perfect average fill after this close, and then boom, we can mark it EOS, breaker structure, and then I entered, risked 250 today. I was contemplating upping my risk to 350 today, but I decided, let me just do 250 today. Maybe I change it tomorrow. I don't know how I should go about the risk. I really don't. This, I think, one more trade. One more trade on this one. One more trade to win. One more winning trade. Jeez, one more winning trade on, I guess, both accounts. Then I'll start risking 500, maybe 350. Who knows? But yeah, risked 250 today. Just had one single take profit, so 250 times, it was really 255 I think, times 1.48 is the RR. Jeez. What was it? 255. I think it was just 250. I don't know. I guess you gotta take into account fees and stuff. This one actually is kind of accurate, but I don't know. Around there. But yeah. Trade ended up playing out pretty quickly in 30 minutes. after I entered the trade, because I had class today. The reason why this video is pretty late than usual, I just came back from campus, and so I didn't have time to make a video right away. At 10, shortly after I entered this trade, I went to work out, and 30 minutes later, it hit. I was warming up for my sets, and then just seeing my trade play out. Pretty cool feeling. Yeah. Ended up coming down to this low on NQ. Never got that low, so that would have been tough. Could have hit on a 3R though. But take profit would have gotten hit, so. Yeah, so third trade, winning trade in a row. Feels good, but gotta stay humble, gotta stay focused on what I need to do every day, and the results will come. Just you can't be complacent. You gotta stay focused and not let the P&L get to your head. Tomorrow we have Jodes, but also Trump is speaking tomorrow, so they should be telling me when he's speaking so I can be prepared. I don't want to be like ready for market open and then boom, he speaks at 10. So we'll see about that. Thursday, I already said I'm not trading this day because of ADP non-farm. I tend to lose on those days when we had this news. And then Friday is NFP, not trading that day. So it's really just tomorrow, and then I'm done for the week. So let's try to end the week on green. And yeah, one day at a time. So yeah, let's go back to this. I can take a payout, but I want to build the buffer to 3,500. So 50% of 3,500 is this, but people recommend you have that 2K buffer, so I'm gonna do that. Just personal preference. So really, I'm taking. If I take this out of 35, I'm taking less than 50% off. So 1,500 is cool for me. Use that money to maybe get more accounts, scale up, maybe get more 50Ks, maybe get 3 50Ks or 5 50Ks. I don't know yet. I think I'm comfortable maybe to scale up to 5 accounts. We're gonna have to obviously pass those. I'm honestly thinking about either switching to my funded futures or alpha futures. I really don't know, because one, they have the Tradeovate Connect. I know my funded futures does. Top Step, I don't know. I guess whatever happened in July kind of messed up, so I wanted to make the switch right away, because it was just Top Step's always like messing up. It hasn't messed up in a while, but I can't deal with that. But also, I think my funded futures and alpha futures is just overall better. What I've heard, I got to do more research. I got to see, but could be the move. I just like how simple it is. Like, you just enter a trade on Tradeovate or on Top Step, and then you like just drag your take profit, drag your stop loss. But on this, I mean, it's not complicated, but for how I do it, I just do this. I have to do this and then create limit order. I guess it's simple. You can just put your risk like that. Maybe it's a good thing. And they just give you how much contracts you should be risking. For this, I kind of have to estimate. But I don't know. It's just personal preference. I think I'm getting used to this. It's not bad. So there's that. And yeah. Oh yeah, earlier I was about to say something, but I forgot. Now I remember. This trade lasted exactly 30 minutes. Bro, 30 minutes, I made $700. Oh my god, I'm not even in the middle. I made $350-ish on both accounts. That's just 2 accounts. I made $700 in 30 minutes. Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, if you can really get down the skill of trading, you can make 700 in 30 minutes. And that's on the lower end, which is crazy. There's people making thousands. And you want to talk about TJR, he's making like, on his winning days, I mean, upwards to 50 grand in 30 minutes that could potentially be made. You know how crazy that is? Like, what if I had made 350 across 5 accounts? $1,750 in the span of 30 minutes. You know how many hours people have to work for that? It's crazy. How many hours do I have to work for? Because I get paid about $15.60. Bro, I would have to clock in 112 hours. How many hours are there in a week? Dude, 112 divided by... Bro, that is 66% of the week you would have to work to make what was it? $1,700 that I made in 30 minutes. Like, why wouldn't you want to try to master this skill? Can't think about that though. It's hard not to get caught up in that because it really can be anybody's reality, but you got to stay focused. I'm going to stay focused. You stay focused. And just focus on what you need to do every single day. Don't focus on the money, the P&L. Don't focus on any of that. Focus on yourself, and all of that will come in due time. That's what I'm telling myself. That's what I'm telling anybody watching this. Maybe nobody is watching this, but I know in the future I'll be watching this, so I'm just telling this to myself. And yeah, I forgot to mention stop losses are based on above this 5-minute gap. Trade could have potentially gone the other way and tapped this 5-minute gap and then go lower. I was okay with that. I was because that would have been a good RR. I was willing to take that risk, and yeah, trade came up. Looked kind of scared, but I was like, if it just comes in and retraces this fair value gap, then that'd be cool. And then that's exactly what it did. Reversed, and then boom. Take profit was based on buy side liquidity. This 1 hour low that we made when market opened. And yeah, I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. Pretty long video. Let's end this. Let's wrap this up. Tomorrow is a new day. Let's stay focused. Focus. Still got some things to do. It's not really related, but I started the bulk yesterday, I guess. Today officially. So I gotta get my meals in. We're gonna get big. I've been trying to the last month of August. In August, I got all my rings closed on my Apple Watch. I was getting my sleep in. Sleep has been a number one priority for me. I've been trying to get really good sleep every single day. It's okay if it's not every single day, but it's just consistent. That's the main thing, just being consistent with it. Every day is obviously optimal, but yeah, that's my priority. Been trying to get my protein in, all that. So yeah, now school's back, so I'm just locked in, bro, locked in. So that's it, and God bless.